The following podcast is unsuitable for children under 16 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, this is the Triple B, and with the Booker T.
No, he couldn't make it. Dude, you got cut up, man.
Oh, I forgot all about that. My fault.
He
Apologies to his family.
Yes, it's not talking about it too loud.
And we are here on tocatchaninmate.com to tell you what Stephanie McMahon really did to get arrested.
Because storyline, that ain't real stuff. So,
I'm saying.
So we got the real reasons why she was actually arrested, and there's a lot of them.
We had to narrow it down, but
she has a long rap sheet.
Stephanie McMahon got arrested for firing Vicky Guerrero.
See, I didn't hear that. I heard Stephanie McMahon got arrested for hooking on 74th and Lennox.
Dude, I heard that same thing, and then an hour later, she got arrested for hooking on 73rd and Lennox.
Well, I heard Stephanie McMahon got arrested because of that Pitiful Flow Rida concert. I mean, my ears were bleeding. Chris Jericho's ears were bleeding. That's evidence for me. That's assault.
Yeah,
That's musical assault.
That's musical assault. But what I heard, she got arrested for evading arrest. Because while she was hooking, she tried to run.
Yeah, about 1 block. Anyway, no.
Titties wasn't carrying her
anyway.
Like
legitimately, the police got an anonymous tip from Nancy Grace that she was distributing steroids to all the wrestlers, causing them to die in the ring like Owen Hart. Nancy Grace, you whore!
Now, the real reason Stephanie McMahon was arrested on last Monday night's episode of Raw. She is way too breast for business. Welcome, everybody, and we are on Summerslam. This is episode 2
with the actual name.
We started a new season on the podcast.
Oh, is
section.
it new season?
I did. I decided
season 2.
Season 2.
We've been renewed. We've been picked back up.
We've been renewed.
We got picked back up.
But like we said, this is the Triple B, aka the Big Black Bastard.
That's right.
No.
Damn straight.
The big beltless bastard.
Oh, okay. Well, why are we rubbing that in?
Ouch.
I wasn't there to make my 5-minute appearances to ease the wrestlers into my picks. So, yeah, that's why I lost.
He still made his picks.
Hey, August 17th. Make sure you got off.
August 17th.
I'm definitely
We got
getting
fish
off
food.
August 17th. We got the Doc.
The Doc.
The Doc.
The Doc. We have refreshed his name. It's not just Doc. It's the Doc. The one. The only. The
Billy
Doc.
Gunn. Oh, sorry.
Not quite.
Sorry.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very exciting show for you. We're gonna start things off. We're not gonna have power rankings because we were at the house shows. I haven't been able to catch up on Main Event and SmackDown, so we're not gonna have power rankings this week. But we have something a little bit better. We have the rumor mills. We have flash topics. We have all of it.
And by the way, look up on our website because we will be posting an article. We actually got to interview a pretty famous guy within the universe.
I wish you guys would have got audio on that, though.
We tried.
We tried and it didn't save
It didn't save on the phone, but that's okay. We're going to save that for a little bit. That's down on our list. We're going to start with probably the most controversial part of the episode. So, there are characters that can go face, they can go heel. There's one guy, though, who's been a face for fucking ever.
And then he's been halfway heel
for the last 3 weeks.
But he never has a full-fledged heel turn. However,
things may be changing.
At least they better. I miss Raw.
I mean, that time is up.
Well, he wasn't on Raw last week. He won't be on Raw the week before SummerSlam. He's going to be filming his movie. By the way, we're talking about the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, John Cena.
Boo.
John Cena.
John Cena.
No, but
Santino Moreno.
Apparently John Cena thinks that life would be easier if he turned heel. He posted that on Twitter. Okay, so should John Cena turn heel? What will it do not only for his career but for him in your opinion? What will your opinion of him be? Start with the opinion thing first.
It'll be a lot better show because it'll be some new shit to watch instead of eat your vitamins, say your prayers, John Cena.
No, you don't eat your Fruity Pebbles.
Sorry.
Buy the armbands and merchandise.
John Cena.
The champ is here. That's John Cena in a nutshell.
But it'll be buy my merchandise right now, motherfucker. I'm gonna snap your parents' neck.
Train
John
hard,
Cena.
come back even stronger.
Train hard.
Get injured 6 months later.
Yep.
Come back in 2.
Because my muscles are so tight. As soon as somebody touches them, they decide they want to tear. But
So what about you personally? How would you feel about Cena after a heel turn?
After a heel turn? Oh my god. I haven't seen Cena proper heel, since 2003.
Based
Word life.
thugonomics.
I wouldn't mind seeing that Cena come back. I wouldn't mind seeing him come back and freaking just start rapping on motherfuckers.
That would be fine with me as long as he stops using the triple threat sign. I'm pretty sure Shane Douglas is going to sue the shit out of him.
Actually,
one day.
Chris Jericho invented that.
Yeah. Along with the armbar. And the armbar. And the armbar. With theatrics.
Personally, for me, I've always been a big Cena fan. Lately, though, it's been repetitive. It would be something different. And if he went heel and had a run with the belt, I think I'd be okay with that because,
Then you can give it to him another 60 times. I won't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But the reason I kept caring about him getting handed the belt is because there's no originality to what he's doing. I've lost. I'm going to go into the gym for 2 hours tomorrow and come back and win. This is bullshit.
At least with this last championship opportunity, he was put in a match to earn his opportunity.
Yeah.
When he came back from injury, yeah, he was granted a rematch because, he did lose to Daniel Bryan. But it wasn't for the fucking World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
But they already had a storyline going with and they didn't want to insert him, even though they ended up inserting Big Show of all fucking people.
Which made no sense at all.
Exactly. Let Cena come back at Night of Champions. Or, well, was it? It wasn't Night of Champions, was it? Yeah, it was. It was at Night of Champions, and it was Hell in a Cell next.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it was Hell in a Cell.
No, yeah.
It was Hell in a Cell. It was the night after Night of Champions when they announced it. He comes back at Hell in a Cell and challenges just a random ass person. Damian Sandow. That was a good. No. That was after. That was never. I'm getting ahead of myself. Put him against somebody, and then he can say, you know what? I never got my rematch for the WWE Championship. He can still lose that match to Orton. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan's still going to be out there, or even he wins it and then gives Bryan the fair opportunity he deserves. You could have done that. It would have been a much better storyline. Then you don't have to worry about unifying the belts.
And also you don't have to worry about freaking dragging on Daniel Bryan versus the Authority. So maybe because of that, since we're not dragging on that storyline, maybe we get a proper CM Punk versus the Authority instead of dragging on him versus Paul Heyman for 7 fucking years.
It was a good feud to start.
It was a good feud to start. But it climaxed with Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, and then just went downhill from there.
Oh,
and that was the first match in the feud.
You're gonna fight Brock Lesnar and lose, and then you're gonna fight Ryback. So I'm winning, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. We're gonna throw Curtis Axel in there, but no one's really worried.
Okay, so the other question was, what do you think it would do for Cena's career as a heel?
More money.
It would revitalize. Think of the.
I'd buy a lot of his shirts if he'd stop using those loud ass colors. Let's get some black in there somewhere.
Yeah, like
real quick.
I'd buy the little 4-finger rings that said "Word Life."
I would. That's too ghetto.
I would buy the chain gang with
the
padlock.
In a realistic world, if John Cena were to turn heel, it would happen in one of two ways. He would either do it by accident by trying to high five an armless kid in the Make-A-Wish Foundation, or either on his deathbed or when he really does it. Here's how it would go down. He would be in the ring. He'd be like, "I got a few things I want to say.
Got to get off my chest.
I always thought that Brie was hotter than Nikki. I hate children. I shit in a shoebox one time, and I blamed it on Randy Orton. I put razor blades in a box of Fruity Pebbles once and donated it to an orphanage. And the reason you can't see me is because my shirts, they contain a chemical that make you go blind after 3 weeks, which is why I change my shirt every month."
That would actually work.
Yep.
They'd have a lot of pissed off people.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, in case you haven't fucking figured it out, I quit.
Actually, unless you haven't figured it out, suck my... And then they cut off his mic.
Hey, I know you can't hear me on this thing, but those mics are picking me up, so you can choke on these and try to back these nuts. And bring back Dr. Thugonomics.
And see, he showed a little bit of that when he was feuding with The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
He still got some flow. You know, I wasn't.
He can still do it.
Him.
Oh yeah.
Until he won the title and I couldn't watch Raw again. Then he lost it and I started watching again. Then he won it back and I stopped watching. And that's been recently.
See, and I'm gonna. I think you should start watching
SmackDown's a great show.
I think you should start watching it because Paul Heyman. You can mute the TV when Cena's on.
And he wasn't on this. He wasn't on the night
after
he won.
It pissed me off. And I totally didn't watch that show. And I was like,
Speaking of which,
he's still on DVR. And by the way, Paul Heyman, new face of the WWE.
Absolutely. That guy could sell a match between the Teletubbies and the Power Rangers and make you want to see it.
And he would make you think that the Teletubbies stood a fucking chance.
Oh, shit.
My client, Tinky Winky,
conquered the Power Rangers.
Conquered Tommy's undefeated streak
at East Grove High.
But no, I mean, Cena heel would be different. It would be the only negative I see with that financially. The WWE is struggling, and Cena's their big merchandise guy.
He'd still be the big merchandise guy. You know how many? That just means he's going from kids to grown ass motherfucking men.
Exactly.
And grown ass men buy a whole lot more shit than kids do.
There's a small chance that it could,
hell, I'll go on the personal bandwagon to buy his shit. I'll go up there like the dude from ECW that used to promote Sabu with the whistle and shit that was the freaking referee one time.
Here's a good
buy all of this guy's shit.
WWE, if you're listening, because I know you fucking are. You remember, was it when Cena won the Rumble, there was a guy with the We Hate Cena shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sell those goddamn things.
I'm saying.
Sell those fucking things now, even when he's face.
For real. Matter of fact, get that dude to release that information to y'all, release that title to y'all, pay him like $1,000 to shut his ass up, and then you could just print them off on everything. You put them on shirts, hats, TVs. You can put stickers on the sides of stop signs. You can give them to skateboarders to put them on the skateboard.
And there's people that'll say, well, he's Superman. Superman's a good guy. What the fuck did Red Kryptonite do to Superman?
Mm-hmm. I've seen Superman burn a lot of heroes' faces off during the Injustice comics, so I'm totally on the side of going heel. Let's do this fucking shit.
All right, we're gonna
get some black shirts out.
We're gonna skip a couple on our thing. We're gonna come back to it since our colleague, the Doc, had to step out for a second. So we're gonna go to something that happened on Monday Night Raw. This man hasn't had a win on Monday Night Raw in 2 fucking years, and he beats Fandango. You know it. Woo, woo, woo.
Yep. It's my nigga.
We actually saw him at the house shows, and it was really cool because he's going against Bo Dallas, and he goes up for that Bros Caboodle's like, yes, I get to do it. Woo, woo, woo. I think he connected the boot. It was cool though, because it's like, yes, he didn't win.
This is about damn time though.
Yeah, and a mid-card push would be great for that guy. He would be so grateful for it. He's such a hard worker.
You know why they stopped pushing him? It's because the moment we gave him the push, and we was all happy and shit for like a whole week, we stopped celebrating for the dude. We stopped asking for Ryder. There was that month where everybody was like, we want Ryder.
And see
asking for him, yelling for him, and they gave him to y'all, and what'd you do? You just, okay, thanks.
And
what the fuck?
And the same thing kind of sort of happened to Ziggler, except they didn't stop. Mm-hmm. At shows you can still hear, we want Ziggler, we want Ziggler, we want Ziggler.
Now they're just refusing to listen to y'all because they don't think y'all know what y'all talking about.
Shit, I mean, listen to the fans. If the fans want somebody and you put them in a main event scene, they're gonna fucking show up. Whether the match is good or not, they're gonna show up.
Oh yeah.
And you
imagine if it's still territorial wrestling.
Run with him until people stop coming to see him.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if it's still territorial wrestling. There were times where you had your big star like Jerry Lawler and in the South and stuff like that. You had your big stars that drew people in. What if Zack Ryder was that big star in the territorial days that drew people to New York? This van, and would you use them? Yeah, you use them.
Absolutely.
People wanted to see him. You gave them to them. Thanks. We appreciate that. But make sure, people, that you make it audible again. Keep asking for your favorite wrestlers, or you probably just gonna lose them to the wayside. We was lucky the motherfucker didn't get fired when they had this last round of letting goes, because we weren't saying shit about that motherfucker. They could have fired him in 2.9 seconds.
From what I've heard, I kind of sort of heard Rick mention it a little bit. All the guys who work the house shows are big in the house shows. Like Ryder, he's a big house shows guy. He works almost every house show, and that's because he wants to.
Oh yeah.
Because he wants to show the guys there that, hey, I might not be on TV, but I can still come out and show you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the only bad thing about Ryder winning on Raw, it was Fandango, who's been in a slump. It was a win. It was to help further him.
It's still a win, though, yeah. And like I said, with freaking Ziggler starting to fall out of the mid-card area, we need to voice up, folks, or you going to lose your wrestlers.
Absolutely. Now we come to our next topic, now that our colleague has stepped back.
What were we just talking about?
We're talking about Ryder's win on Raw.
Oh, God. Thank you. By the way, I was out because I had to go shit.
I was going to be respectful about it. Okay. If you're going to be honest about it, then I don't feel bad. All right. So now, we've seen the pre-order for WWE 2K15. There's more good news to that. He's finally part of the WWE.
More than just gaming rights, this man.
He showed up at a Comic-Con in, San Diego?
Yes, the San Diego Comic-Con, which is one of the biggest.
Was it San Diego or San Francisco?
San Diego.
Not San Francisco. I meant, San Antonio.
It was San Diego, which is one of the biggest. San Diego is the Comic-Con that CM Punk showed up at.
Wow,
after he left the company.
Oh, no, wait, so he wasn't there this time?
Yeah, no, not this time. But after he left the company with the belt, back in freaking 2011.
Oh, yeah.
Triple H up there. He's got The Miz and Rey Mysterio both on side of him, which they had the championship match the next week. And he was saying, all right, now, and all of a sudden CM Punk shows up and he was like, hey, how are your fake champions doing? That's
a perfect word.
And Triple H was like, I don't know, how's the unemployment line? Their banter back and forth. Like, Rey Mysterio was asked about it later, and he was like, dude, it made me feel like a wrestling fan again. Like I was a kid in front of the TV watching this. I was like, this is perfect.
I like how anybody's... I know you aren't trying to, but anybody who talks about Rey Mysterio puts that little twinge at the end of that.
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah. You can't help it. You hear Rey Mysterio, you just instantly... You'll start talking about him and then start talking like him by the end of it. Yeah. I'm Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka!
But speaking of Sting in the WWE, there's several things they could do with him, even if it's not an in-ring role. Let's talk about
one thing that he wants to be done.
Right. Let's talk about what they could do with him other than an in-ring role right now.
General manager.
I agree with that.
NXT developmental management.
Take that away from frickin' JBL. I don't see it happening.
JBL barely is. Well, I wouldn't say barely is doing anything. He's doing stuff, but I think it'd be more exciting to see freaking the more aggressive style of Sting than the defensive styles of JBL, because you can tell it's starting to get real like one-sided with some, like you can tell who's being trained by who in that backstage area. Because there's people who have this more like stand backish style now that used to just go in. And it's getting way more. It's getting way more careful.
You're getting a lot of training, but you're getting training. You forget the ones in NXT. They're not only getting training from JBL. They're getting training from Triple H. They're getting training from a bunch of people. Whereas for a long time, you know who was the head trainer of the WWE Developmental? Lance Storm.
Okay, yeah. I was going to guess him or freaking William Regal.
Lance Storm was head of developmental training.
I think Regal still does training a little bit.
Yeah. And Lance Storm still has a great relationship with WWE. His wrestling academy up in Calgary, not affiliated with WWE, but if he gives the word, if he gives the recommendation, then someone's likely to get a developmental contract at the very least.
I would like
speaking of wrestling schools,
well,
Seth Rollins just opened up one.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And also, speaking of Lance Storm, did you guys know that him and Jericho used to be in a tag team together?
Yes,
I
did
did not actually.
Yes. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But then again, I do hold a PhD in all things WWE. I got a certificate that I printed off and everything.
He printed it off. It's not from like a university or anything. He goes to the school of the doc.
Yep.
So what I would like to see from Sting, I would like to see him as a general manager, but a face general manager that goes against the authority. Make it.
Well,
put a storyline.
See that too.
Put a storyline in to where they can't remove him from his post.
I'd say I want to see that too, but
Mm-hmm.
but we just saw that 3 years ago on TNA with him bringing back the main event Mafia.
Sort of, except nobody saw it on TNA because no one watched TNA. But we saw it back the last time we had a powerful authority, a corporate, if you will, a corporation. We needed a face authority. We needed somebody who could say, you know what? No, this isn't going to happen.
And back then, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No.
Oh, okay.
Back then, it was the commissioner, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And see, you can go things
And
like
we
that.
need that.
Because eventually, if Sting's saying one thing, Triple H is saying another, they're going to butt heads.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to put Triple H and Sting in a match together. Even though that would sell, you could even be like, all right, fine. You pick a guy. I pick a guy. If I win, what I say on Raw goes. You win, I'll step down.
They're called a good old-fashioned Westeros battle.
No. And have that happen at WrestleMania.
No.
Have that happen. Have the match have them butt heads, and they finally come to an agreement at Elimination Chamber. And Triple H says, "I've got a guy for you, and we're going to announce it tomorrow night." Sting walks down, or Triple H comes out and says, "You want somebody? You want to face somebody at WrestleMania? And if you want to pick your guy, and if your guy can beat my guy at WrestleMania, then you get control of Raw for the year. What you say goes. We can't do anything about it. My guy's The Undertaker." Sting says, "Fuck it. I was going to pick myself anyway."
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be a great way to lead into the match and get fans to care about the match.
Oh, yeah.
And invest everybody instead of because
sold out WrestleMania.
Because then we don't even need the streak at that point because it's for control of Raw.
The only bad thing I see about that, The Undertaker being a heel, fans love him. They're not going to want to boo him. They're not going to want to take. They're not going to want to take Triple H's side.
They're not going to have to. They're not taking Triple H's side. We could do. See, this is why writing is so great, because you could just change it up. All that shit he just said until a week before the match is about to happen, freaking Triple H is just running down freaking Undertaker because Undertaker hasn't been doing what he said.
Well, and he's trying to make Undertaker seem like his little lapdog.
Yeah.
And Undertaker tombstones him in the middle of the ring.
And
Undertaker tombstones him in the middle of the ring, says, "I'm doing the match for me."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I want this.
Well, see, let's.
Then he takes his urn back and he walks back.
Let's say it happens before that, though. Let's say the Survivor Series would be a good one for it. You could do a Survivor Series elimination match. I'll pick 5 guys. You pick 5 guys. It'd be like a Bischoff Stone Cold kind of thing, in a way.
Yeah.
And then who better to lead that team than an upstart, Roman Reigns?
Or play the anchor on it, but Sting is going to be on the team. You can guarantee he'll put himself
exactly.
on
But
the team.
you put
All right,
Sting.
put me in first. I'm gonna go ahead and get eliminated. Then I want Roman Reigns to come in and whoop everybody's ass. He's gonna tag out, and then everybody's gonna lose. But Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna come back in. He's gonna pin everybody.
You put the backing of Sting.
That sounds great, Sting. Sounds great.
Let's put this in perspective. When Paul Heyman picks a guy, that guy is instantly legitimized. Sting's got a great career. If he says this guy has a future, people are going to listen. He says, Reigns is my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Reigns, you go pick 4 other guys.
Oh.
He's my guy.
And everybody knows that everyone backstage is saying that Reigns is the guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone
and
in
after seeing
corporate
those
is saying
house shows,
Reigns is the guy.
After seeing those house shows, I know Reigns can do a one-on-one match and steal the show.
Yeah, Ric Flair was special guest referee at the house shows. Ric Flair counted the 1, 2, 3 on Orton at the house shows. Ric Flair is saying Roman Reigns is the guy.
He is definitely the guy.
To be the man, you got to beat the man, and right now the man is about 6'4", has a wicked Superman punch, hair that the ladies love.
A Samoan drop that'll break your fucking back.
And a spear that will cut you in half.
Absolutely. But only interesting to see what they do with the Stinger.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for it, but I'm going to have to. So I guess I'm going to wait anyway.
I'm waiting. I think they'll pick the perfect time to put him on TV.
They've been doing just that lately.
They've been teasing it and teasing it. They teased it with the WWE Network with the Warrior specials. They teased it with the WWE thing. They teased it at freaking with Vince and Twitter. They teased it at Comic-Con. It's gonna happen. We just gotta wait. We gotta wait for that right moment, and then business will pick up.
Oh my God! So many people are gonna buy the network.
And see that a good time would be right after SummerSlam. Because or building up to Night of Champions.
Or at SummerSlam to guarantee that people buy it then. That way they don't go an entire day without it.
Or you do the Raw after, because the next pay-per-view, people like us that bought it as soon as it came out, the 6-month time period ends right before Night of Champions. You get like Sting's gonna be at Summer or at Night of Champions in some aspect. I'm definitely gonna re-up the network.
Yeah. By the way, I'm loving Sting in his face paint. I'm loving Sting. He's got the bat. He's got the coat. He's got everything.
Thought it was funny.
The only thing I'm missing is that long ass hair.
One thing I thought was funny at Comic-Con, he shook hands with Paul Heyman, a.k.a. Paul E. Dangerously, as he was known in WCW, and they were like hated rivals.
Oh, they were. But they both respect each other.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was hilarious, though.
And he pointed his bat at Paul Heyman at first, you know. But then you look at who else was clapping for him, gave him a standing ovation. Well, everyone gave him a standing ovation.
But Hulk Hogan went and hugged him.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Yeah, you know, the man who, for the most part, didn't start it, but he got the ball rolling as far as bringing wrestling to a worldwide stage to where everybody throughout the world is a fan. Well, not everybody, but the world over, there are fans everywhere. Why?
Absolutely.
Because of Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan, or without Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan wouldn't have been able to do it. But without Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon wouldn't have had shit.
Absolutely. So let's switch gears here. Speaking of Comic-Con, you were talking about Punk being at Comic-Con last year.
Or in 2011, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He officially is no longer with the company. Contract is over. But
and he made a few possibly derogatory remarks in an interview.
Never, ever, ever! Of course, he was kind of sending it a little bit.
He didn't call everybody in the WWE a bunch of niggas.
Well, and there were several points in the interview that I listened to where he was saying all this, that he weaved in and out of sarcasm while saying, "Nah, I ain't going back there. Nah, never going back there." What the fuck, man? Give us a straight up answer. Oh, I forgot who I'm talking to.
The best part of that little interview, it's like, oh yeah, something happened. Boom! Showed off that wedding ring. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Taken. No longer on the market, ladies.
Dude.
But the reason I brought up...
And by the way, since speaking of him no longer being on the market, she is just as gorgeous in person, even more so. I've got a photo that it looks like she's staring right at me. And
those pictures will be on the website before too long. Just check it out.
Also has a picture of the ravishing Russian.
Mm-hmm. Where she is staring right at me.
Yeah, where she is staring right at you. Mm-hmm. Wearing some filthy negligee.
Nah,
in a hotel room.
Not quite.
I don't have that. She took those pictures.
Anyway.
She was like, no, nobody can ever know about these.
Stupid American.
Anyway. I don't know why she's French now.
I don't know. That's the only accent I can do other than my Aussie.
With my voice like this, I really can't do much of anything.
The reason I brought up Punk, though, the WWE is considering taking legal action against Punk for breach of contract.
He was contracted to do several events, including the night that he walked out, that Raw. He was contracted to do an event, and he never did.
Okay.
You see, the WWE has every right to do it. However, it is not a very good idea. And here's why. If they ever want Punk to come back, let him leave on his terms. Let him leave on good-ish terms. It wasn't great terms. It wasn't even really good. It was murky, but it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm. He was upset with the way things were going.
He signed a 2-day extension to do Money in the Bank in 2011, and they let him walk away with the belt.
Mm-hmm.
He signed a contract that night that extended him for 3 years.
Yeah.
So you could tell he was fed up with the company. It was going to happen either way. You know, if he doesn't want to be there, he's not going to give 100%. Mm-hmm. You know, let him take his time off. Let him do what he's got to do.
It's
time off. Oh no,
and you know,
he's never ever coming back.
And if we never see Punk in the ring, at least we got to watch his last match.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
On the WWE Network. You're welcome.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no, it wasn't on the network yet.
I was like, nope.
I've watched it on the network several times since.
I have.
I have not. It's just,
I watched it for 2 reasons. 1, I wanted to see Punk's last match, and 2, I want to see exactly how explosive Roman Reigns is on a weekly basis. It's great. I don't watch it every week. It's like once a month, but still.
12 eliminations.
I think he's gonna break that next year if he's scheduled to win like they think he will be.
Because he won't have to worry about freaking being eliminated by people he trusted, because he didn't trust anybody going into it.
Not anymore, no.
Trust is dead to him.
But I think it's a very bad idea, because if you ever want him back, he's a draw, of course. If you ever want any chance of him ever coming back, you gotta just let it go.
Yeah. I'm sure nobody thought the way... I'm sure everybody, thought the way things went down with Warrior,
mm-hmm.
that he was never coming back. Hell, the way things went down with Bret Hart, no one ever thought that he would come back. And what did he do? He came back. It was a long time, but he came back.
He did.
And the first thing he did, he buried the hatchet with Shawn Michaels, shook hands with him.
And then instantly, here comes this man. Bret screwed Bret.
But then he got his redemption at Mania 26.
Just to ruin the moment.
But those two talked backstage. They were like, Bret, by the way, I'm going to kick you in the balls out there.
All right.
But I am glad you're back. I love you. I respect you. You are one of the biggest parts of this business.
I appreciate you telling me straight up that you were going to kick me in the balls.
Right.
He's my brother. Woo! I know I'm late, but I got here 5 minutes. My nose got here 5 minutes ago. Woo!
All right.
I am not a nugget.
I am a Blackheart, damn it. Woo! Okay.
All right.
We're done.
So, we're going to do one little bitty one. It's not really big news, but Daniel Bryan is a fucking burglar catcher.
Nice. Yeah.
He caught somebody breaking into it. Well, breaking out of his house after they already broke
in
chased
Phoenix,
the sumbitch
Arizona.
down.
So it was at his wife's house.
Actually, they own the house together now.
Dude,
Well, they have like 2 houses basically.
Yeah,
That's pretty much.
One up in Washington, one there.
They let it go back and forth, but he caught the guy. This guy is partially injured, and he caught the guy.
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan, be fucking careful. The company kind of needs you back because you're a draw with a lot of other people.
2, Daniel Bryan, good fucking job.
I know,
absolutely.
Right? Because I don't know how.
No, he's the real Superman.
I don't know.
Superman. This guy ran up on this motherfucker like straight gangster.
Yeah.
He can roll with my crew any day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna bring you your blue do-rag tomorrow, dog. It's on.
Yeah.
We gonna take over the Earth.
That's a little bit fun. No, man, you can do anything you want. Don't listen to anybody, kids. You can fly. I want you to go up to your roof and jump off. Because you can fly if you just believe hard enough. I think he's saying that you can figuratively fly.
No,
literally. You can fly.
All right. Well,
but no, like I'm picturing Daniel Bryan though. When he catches up to the guy, I'm picturing the police showing up and Daniel Bryan has him in the fucking yes lock.
He's all tapping out. The referee's like,
"You're supposed to be letting me go now."
The referee's like, "You gotta get him in the ring. You gotta get him in the ring."
Yeah, it doesn't count out here, Daniel. It doesn't count out here.
I haven't heard the bell yet.
Daniel doesn't. Ring the bell! And like you hear it all the way at the house show, ding ding, but it doesn't get back to him. It's like, all right, I guess just keep going until we hear it.
The cops
the cops come up and it's like, oh damn it, get the ring bell out of the back of the truck.
No. We have one in case of this very.
We had to arrest The Rock once. He wouldn't let go of the guy until he rung the bell.
Dude, but that's been so long ago. That's still back at the States.
Son of a bitch.
They take out their nightsticks and they just start beating on the hood.
No, it's not high pitched enough. I'm not letting go. Mary, could you get the ring bell and bring it out to us? But nobody will be in the office. Just bring us the damn ring bell.
You know what? Fuck it.
Get your phone out.
This is an iPhone. We got an app for that.
Hurry. He's killing the guy. Oh, God.
I think the guy passed out 20 minutes ago. There's a pool of blood in front of him.
Did he snap his neck? He's definitely snapped his neck, but he's still not letting go. There's like this strip. It looks like he slit it, but I'm pretty sure he just tore the skin off.
Anyways, the next topic we have reeks of controversy, but I fucking love it. Okay, let's go back about 10, 15 years. Attitude Era. I want everybody to sing it right now. We are the nation! Domination! 2.0. It's happening. I can see it happening. Xavier Woods as the quote-unquote leader. There we go. Let him go, Brian.
All right, Brian. All right.
I think we're good.
Everyone.
By the way, that is a lot louder in person.
Oh, yeah. But Nation of Domination 2.0. Xavier Woods as the leader, the inspirational one, the one that draws them all together. You got Kofi Kingston and Big E, who, they've been proven to be a pretty successful tag team of late.
No, not really. They've had one match as a tag team.
And then,
and they lost. And that's what sparked Xavier Woods to tell them, now we're going to take...
There was one on SmackDown before Battleground. So, and they did win that one. But they
look at who they were against.
True, but they're showing that they have the chemistry to work together in the ring. I'm not talking about wins and losses here. I'm talking about in-ring work. They could make a good tag team because they complement each other.
You guys are leaving the one man who knows more about the nation than anyone in this room out of the conversation. Now look here,
we're waiting for
Rocky Marciano.
We're waiting for our expert opinion.
Talking about Rocky Maivia?
No, I'm talking about Rocky Marciano. I'm coming for you in the boxing ring, brother. The triple threat is coming. Anyway, go on, you guys.
Who they need to also bring in?
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry?
You gotta get that old blood. You gotta get that old blood, man.
Where did my bottle go? Not this one, the other one.
It's underneath you.
MVP.
Oh,
I'm joking.
If they could bring him back, that'd be cool. But
That would be cool.
Yeah, just steal him out from under TNA without
Oh,
letting TNA
steal him! They might as well let him go. TNA is going to close in the year anyway.
Yeah. Of course, we've been saying that since they opened.
Yeah, I know.
pretty much.
And then they got Sting to sign. We were like, maybe we got another WCW. And then we saw Vince Russo, and they were like, yep, we got another last year of WCW.
Pretty much. But I think the Nation 2.0. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do tomorrow on Raw. It'll be really cool. I think they can run with it as long as they don't get scared, because racial tension is a very big deal. You got to be careful with that.
Oh, please!
You got to be careful with that because people can be pissed about it.
Hold on, let's get this out of the way, Houston, please.
Nigger.
Thank you.
Well, nigger, but
Thank
still,
you.
not all white people and black people are cool with people saying stuff like that.
Not every white person knows the
all
black
the people
consulate.
who don't know that I'm black, I'm really white, nigga.
No. Okay, you take white supremacists and they're like, oh, these black people think that they're better than us. You know, stuff like that.
I am.
You know, the color of your skin don't make you a better person.
The
Biggie Langston is way better than most of y'all people.
Kofi
Just
Kingston,
saying.
the things
I'm
that
pretty
man
sure he
can
can run
do
laps
in
around
a
me.
battle royal, that he's not better than you because he's black, and he doesn't think he's better than you because he's black.
He thinks he's better than you because he's better than you. Absolutely.
Xavier Woods thinks he's better than you because he's got a PhD, and so he's better than you.
And he's secretly the Black Ranger.
And he's got an awesome afro, so he's better than you.
Actually, he doesn't have as good an afro as the next man that should be in their group. Come on.
Darren Young.
Thank you.
He's injured though, but when he
That's
gets
cool.
back,
And we can get Titus.
and reform the PTP.
Oh shit! Yeah, with the Nation. Oh,
the Nation would have their own version of like DX had the New Age Outlaws. The Nation would bring you PTP. Oh God!
It's time for y'all to bury the hatchet.
And see, they
by
got rid of
any means necessary.
They got rid of JTG at the wrong time too.
I'll say it, right? You couldn't hold that motherfucker for another month.
Maybe bring back Shad.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck him.
God, no. Did y'all not hear the shit that motherfucker used to do in the background? That nigga was really stealing from people.
Did you know that Shad used to be actually Secret Service for the president?
Word?
Yeah.
Good for
Shad
him.
Gaspar was Secret Service,
Yeah.
which is why he got away with stealing for shit.
I'm saying.
All right.
They were like, you know what? We're just gonna fire you instead of pressing charges.
Charges, yeah. Because we know those charges would never stay.
Now we come to our big topic. We got an exclusive interview with none other than Rick, the WWE sign guy.
But before he was
my
Rick, the ECW
God.
side guy.
True.
Well, actually, no.
We
He's
actually
only
asked
been
him.
doing this for about
14
years.
We actually, I say sat down. We stood in the Chesapeake Arena interviewing him as people were trying to take pictures with him. We got a couple questions out of him.
Talking to him, it was pretty sweet.
The interview will be put up. We didn't get audio because phones suck and they like to fuck around when you least expect it.
I got it. I got an alert on my phone, and I was like, "No, go away, alert!" Ah!
Yeah,
that was the noise I made.
It was legit. Yeah. So we sat down. We asked him a couple questions, and we asked him what he thought of the show tonight. He said, he said it was awesome. Of course, the energy from the crowd is way better than at a televised event, which we wholeheartedly agree.
Oh yeah, it's a smaller crowd, and you've got just as much energy, and because it's smaller, it feels so much more intimate. And
it does.
Anyone who says that it's like we said earlier, anyone who says that, nah, those aren't the real guys, they just send lookalikes to the house. No.
Who says that?
No.
There
have been people who say it. Most of it stems from the fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon.
Well, yes. We all saw that happen.
We did see a couple fake superstars, but they were just cosplaying.
Yeah,
we saw
those
guys
were just fans.
Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan.
And Bray Wyatt was really fucking convincing.
It was.
Like, we saw him walk by, and both of us were like,
wait. I was like, was that Bray Wyatt? I think it was a lookalike.
I menstruated like 7 times, and I don't have any ovaries.
Yet.
Well, we also asked Rick how long he's been going to events like this. He said about 13 to 14 years. He says he was what you would call a WWE junkie. I thought I was bad. This guy goes to 50 shows a year.
Yeah.
This guy's my hero.
Yeah, by the way, if you ever want to know how you can get rich enough to do what he does, win a game show.
That was his story of success.
Yep. He said, because we didn't even ask him that. Someone else did. He was like, I did pretty well on a game show a number of years back, let's just say that. And he didn't give any other.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't want everybody watching that game show. It was probably one of those Asian game shows that they don't really want you to know about.
Who knows? My favorite sign from one of the house shows, it was Lana wants my missile. And I mentioned that, and he said, yeah, I was really unsure about that one, with all the stuff about Russian missiles lately. But I went with it anyway. Sometimes I gotta second guess myself if my signs are okay or not.
And I asked him like it would make a difference, like if it were like a televised show or not. And he was talking, he said one of his favorite signs from back in the day was, like he said, and I second guessed myself, whether I should tone it down or not all the time. He said back in the day, you remember back when Lita was pregnant with Kane's baby in Storyline. Well, he had a poster that he was wondering whether or not he should use it because it was going to be a televised show, and he ended up not using it. But it had a hanger on it and 2 words, just problem solved.
Nice.
And he thought, you know what? That might be too far. They may take this one away from me. But dude, he gets the interaction award from the fans as far as the last 2 house shows. Like he got the first house show we went to, Alberto Del Rio was going around, and he had an he knows Alberto Del Rio, huge fan of Mexican soccer team. Mm-hmm. And so he made a sign dogging on the Mexican soccer team, and Del Rio saw it, stormed down the ring, ripped it in half, and said, no, never again. Those two, like, he sees this guy 50 times a year, and so he's like, he knows the guy. He knows the guy. And they go up to each other, they talk to him.
See, that happened on Friday's show. Man? On Saturday's show, he stole Rick's hat, fucking threw it behind him.
Yeah, but he was talking to him with a great big old smile on his face. Alberto Del Rio, I'm not going to lie, if I could hang out with one superstar from the shows that we hung out with, it'd be Dolph Ziggler. But if I could hang out with 2, it'd be Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler at the same time, because I know that would be some awesome shit.
Oh, yeah.
Is there something you want to tell me
about? No, just that I am a really big fan of guys that have awesome ring work.
Are you sure there's nothing you want to tell? I'm not serious.
All right. Well, we also asked Rick.
He just got it.
No, I didn't just get it.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of how to respond, and I don't have a clever retort.
We also asked him what he thought about Sting coming to the WWE, and he said he never really watched it. WCW.
Yeah, he tuned over to WCW from WWF
when the Outsiders came.
For the Outsiders and for Goldberg when he got his streak going up, which coincidentally got ended by an outsider. But it was. He says he understands the impact of it.
Absolutely.
It was. Sting. He says no matter what they do with them, there's so many options. But no matter what they do with them, he says he thinks if Sting comes back into the ring, does the one more match, says he knows it's going to be great because he knows it. Sting and whoever Sting's opponent would be know that is the only chance they have. That is the only chance that they have, and they are going to put on the show of a lifetime.
Absolutely. We asked him one final question. We asked him who was leaving SummerSlam as the WWE World Heavyweight Champ. He said Cena. He said he's always... And he said, fans always yell, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. I'm a let's go Cena guy. He said, at first I would boo him out of the building. He was still big heel. But the start of his face turn, I remember one time he asked me, hey, you got a sign for me? And, he's a great guy personally, was what he was saying. And he says, does all this stuff with the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Don't ever make a sign for Cena.
Oh, he does all the time. But he makes a sign for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He did this one. He said, people say that Cena can't wrestle. Shit,
can't.
Hulk Hogan can't wrestle.
Neither can Hulk.
The whole interview is going to be up on the website, so if you want to check it out, we left a couple questions out. But Rick the Sign Guy, if you're listening, we hope so. It was great getting to talk to you. We hope to see you on TV Monday. We hope to see you at house shows in the future. We really appreciate it. And make sure that you tune in every once in a while, because we're going to have a segment.
Rick the Sign Guy, I'm coming for you, nigga.
We're going to have a segment on our show. Rick the Sign Guy, Sign of the Week. Every time you're on the show, we will definitely give you a shout out. Absolutely. We appreciate it.
And a shameless plug for your sign making corporation, Rick the Sign Guy, Sign Guys.
Yeah, we'll be the next.
He actually had a shirt on, and it looked sort of like the evolution symbol, but it said Sign Guy Army.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my god, I want to be that famous as a wrestling fan. And then I decided, no, I wouldn't be that famous as a wrestler.
All right, so we're just after the 50-minute mark. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to give you all the plugs, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is Fish Food.
And this is Doc.
And it's time for the plugs. First things first, we have a website, bottomofmat.com, spelled with 2 T's. We've also got an email account, bottomofmat, spelled with 2 T's at yahoo.com.
We've got another email account, bottomofmat, spelled with 1 T at Gmail, because I can spell. And we've got a Google Voice account, which is 580-609-0399. You can text us, send us phone calls, anything you want to. If you're into that, I don't know why you would be.
We also got a Twitch channel if you want to see me live stream games. I do a lot of speed runs. Go to twitch.tv/bottomofthemat. Also, we've got a YouTube channel. Look us up at Bottom of the Mat. I think that's all we've got.
Yeah. All right. Back to the show.
See you guys in a minute.
And that's when I tell it, that's not tuna, it's dolphin.
Oh,
shit, I hit record.
All right. Did they catch that?
It looks like it. Welcome back.
No editing. Y'all know my rules.
Yeah. Exactly. Welcome back to Summerslam. We got Fish Food.
It's Triple B.
You got the Doc.
All right, so we're going to get things kicked off again. Before we get to our SummerSlam feuds that we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit more about our the house show we went to.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you covering your mouth like that?
I'm just...
I was like, did
I'm
you
yawning.
fart? And I missed... He's got his
yawning.
hands over his mouth like this. And he's just like... I was like, did you fart? And like, we're about to die. Anyway, the house shows were absolutely incredible. But one major difference between Tulsa and Oklahoma City, there were two. We're talking about the first one. Damian Sandow. When he came out wearing his little jean jacket. And he said, tonight, I am dressed as an ambassador from the University of Texas in Oklahoma
he pulled
City.
out, and he's got the burnt orange and the cream. It was
ugly.
But it was awesome as a storyline.
It was.
In Oklahoma City.
I loved booing him for that. I did, because I am a diehard OU fan, and I cannot stand.
Every so often, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to football, I root for the Longhorns. But I'm in Oklahoma, so I keep that shit on DL.
Every so often when I'm watching basketball, so like all the time, I root for North Carolina. Because none of the Oklahoma teams are worth a damn against North Carolina.
Hey, North Carolina is a very good basketball team. I will definitely give
Now,
it
when
to
I'm
that.
watching football, I also vote for North Carolina, but I really don't expect anything to happen.
See, North Carolina
when we
and
watching pros, me and B, we both Raiders fans.
But
we
don't
cheer
expect
them.
to, yeah.
We cheer them. We want them to win, but
We
we
don't expect
know.
it.
That's how
We
I've been
know.
with the Steelers lately, because I'm like, they got a good season in them somehow, but it's not happening for a little bit.
I was surprised when y'all made it the time y'all did make it. I was like, oh, you motherfucker. And then did y'all win that year?
Against Green Bay now.
No.
But the year before against the Cardinals,
Yeah,
we kicked their
yeah,
ass
that's what I thought.
by 7. So we didn't kick their ass. We barely squeaked by. That was a great freaking touchdown from Santonio Holmes. But We've digressed.
Set the grain
the one before that though with the Seahawks, that was a massacre.
Oh yeah, we killed them. But Damian Sandow.
Wasn't that the year the Seahawks lost or ended up losing games? It was the only team to make the Super Bowl
from the sixth seed.
They
made wild card.
That went in with a losing to the playoffs with a losing record.
They were 9-7. Barely. They just barely.
I remember
last year they were.
One year they made not last year, but one year they made a playoff berth, and they went to like the NFC Championship with a losing record in the regular season.
It was the 2012 season, not this past one where they won. The year before though, they were 7-9.
Yeah.
Had a losing record, and they didn't get it.
And they still almost
because they won their
Super
division.
Bowl.
They won their division.
Yeah.
That's why people were pissed because like the Saints, they were sporting like a 10-6 record or something like that, something impressive, and they didn't make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
But the Seahawks, who won their division, with 7-9, still made it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But back to WWE. Damian Sandow, we love booing him in Oklahoma City, but when Jack Swagger came out against Alexander Rusev wearing that Oklahoma Sooner jersey, oh my God, the crowd was crazy.
Good, you're not lying.
Yes, we are.
Oh, shit. You have Tums?
Tums, I have lots of them.
Yeah, because I got acid reflux bad today.
Shout out to Nerd T, who hasn't been a guest on the show in a while.
What's up, guys?
Welcome to my L, Nerd T.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why I keep the industrial size jar of Tums.
Shameless plug.
This is a huge jar. This jar is about the size of my head.
And if you're wondering, his head, about the size of Mark Henry's.
It has over 36 million tablets in it at 100 million strength. So you should be able to take like 5 of those and not have heartburn for 2 minutes.
I was going to say like 2 years, but alright.
You don't understand the eyes of acid reflux, apparently.
Yeah, dude.
Because we think we're safe, and then we eat like a pizza or something, and then it's all over again.
I guess
or you drink something with a little bit of acid content to it.
Oh, let's just shameless plug for Hawaiian Punch. How much acid do you put in that stuff?
For real.
I had a half of a little 20-ounce bottle of Hawaiian Punch, and I've had heartburn all fucking day.
Alright, so SummerSlam is shaping up to be a very good show so far. We get a rematch for the Divas Championship between Paige and AJ. Paige is finally a fucking heel. What do you think that's going to do with the story? For the story? Because
I think they're both heels, really, if you think about it.
Well, now
they're both trying to play nice. Oh my God, your dress is so cute. Your dress is cute too. But when they ain't around each other, God, that bitch's dress is the ugliest motherfucking dress I've ever seen. I whoop her ass any motherfucking week with her ugly wearing dress.
That's not face or heel. That's women.
Exactly.
So that's not face or heel. But the vicious attack makes Paige a heel, which in turn makes AJ kind of a face.
Until AJ viciously attacks that woman tomorrow.
But if the crowd doesn't boo her, then she's a face. That's just how it works. Like the crowd decides if you're a face or a heel, not the WWE.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Either way, that'll be interesting because that'll be for the other title. Rollins and Ambrose, what we should have got at Battleground, but we have to wait till SummerSlam. We got to see it at the house shows, but of course it was an indecisive victory. It ended by disqualification.
Of course. Doesn't it always when it's with those guys?
But it makes sense because, for a
at
house show,
this point, it's primal at this point. We ain't never going to have a decision between these two because they hate each other so much, storyline, that they going to just keep attacking each other in the worst ways possible until somebody finally says, all right, that's it. No disqualification.
Because Ambrose is crazy enough. He doesn't give a fuck about a win. He just wants to beat
He wants to beat the shit out of you.
And Rollins, he'll take an easy way out because he's a heel.
Exactly. Or he'll hurt his ankle. Or his knee.
Which was fake.
God, but you wonder sometimes. You be watching him in the ring, and he finds a way to hyperextend his leg every match, and then he keeps wrestling, which is
he's got a bionic knee. That's the only.
I applaud him for that because if I would have did that shit, I would have been, Vince, get me the fuck out of here. Give me a mic.
Can of corn.
Yeah, can of corn. I'll be fine. Can of corn.
Somebody give me a Diet Coke.
Somebody bring me a Diet Coke. I didn't know you were Mennonite. Hey, watch it, brother.
But another one that looks to be very good. Their match at Battleground was really, really good. It showed that Rusev can really hold his own in a match that long. The house shows proved that too. And Swagger's a perfect opponent for him.
Oh, yeah.
And what a better way to settle a feud than by a flag match. Two people from opposite countries always bringing their flags to ringside. It would be perfect. Even if Rusev goes over. I think eventually, if they can drag on the feud over another month, Swagger needs to finally knock him off.
Actually, I think as long as Russia is really winning in this air quote war, I call it a territorial zoning, but everybody else calls it a war. As long as Russia keeps taking over territory, I think Rusev should keep winning. But the moment Russia gets pushed back, Rusev gets his ass whooped. It just comes down to like a morale standpoint, like it's the morale. He has his whole entire country behind him, and then like his country loses, and they're all sad, and then he loses, and he's sad.
that match should be very, very interesting.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a powerful match.
And you've got the mouthpieces for both of them. So the promos are going to be great leading up to it.
Well, you got the mouthpiece and the ass piece. How you doing?
Well, we know, according to Zeb Coulter, both of them wear a skirt, so.
Oh.
Alright, another feud that's definitely set in stone. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Cena and Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a clash of titans for sure.
And Brock Lesnar will, I hope, snap Cena's arm and or leg, so
I
we don't
really,
have to see him for
I really hope Cena loses. But it's one of those things.
I just want Cena to break something.
This is how the WWE is going to look at it. Lesnar's a part-timer. He doesn't work house shows.
Oh, I'm not saying let him
He
keep
doesn't
it.
show up to Raw.
Let him win. Yeah, give him the title. But then, like the next week, he loses that motherfucker to somebody that's not Cena.
Shoutouts to Bleacher Report. I'm going to quote you. But I'm giving you credit, so it's okay. Bleacher Report, I believe Big Nasty is his name. He said they should keep the belt on him. He might have to up his dates to defend it at pay-per-views, but the big title is not defended on Raw very often. Very rarely. And with Paul Heyman talking him up, he doesn't need to be present to actually make a difference.
Yeah.
You know? And let him. There's no reason that he can't hold on to the belt to say at WrestleMania, where an upstart like Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns could take it from him. You know?
Absolutely.
So you're trying to start up a car. Roman Reigns.
And see, but
put this in the gear.
The worst part about this feud is I don't feel like the WWE is going to let a part-timer take the belt, and I hate that. Yeah, they let The Rock do it. The Rock's a multimedia superstar. They should look at that like, he beat the streak. He's big enough to do it. Yeah. But I don't know if they will.
Well, how much part-time is he still wrestling? Is he still fighting UFC too?
No.
Okay, then he should be just fine to sit his ass down somewhere and travel to a couple of fucking shows for at least a month, and then do whatever the fuck you want after that.
And I think his title reign needs to last long enough to where it's legitimate. Like he takes on obviously the rematch against Cena Night of Champions, and then he takes on somebody else at Survivor Series. No, Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. And
then Survivor Series, and then the Rumble. He just knocks out other people, and it gets to a point where, who's gonna beat this guy? Roman Reigns. Yeah, Roman Reigns could really use a win over Brock Lesnar.
But because they gave Brock Lesnar the win over The Undertaker at WrestleMania, you cannot allow him to lose his first match after that.
Exactly, because then it delegitimizes
it makes
him. It delegitimizes the Undertaker's streak.
No.
Because if Lesnar could have beat him and Cena beat Lesnar,
Cena could have beat him. Transitive property, and that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. You just letting anybody who beats Brock Lesnar from now on by the transitive property can beat The Undertaker. So
unless somebody beats Brock Lesnar that already lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Which brings me to Randy Orton.
Randy Orton would be a good feud.
There's so many people. There were so many people who have lost to The Undertaker that haven't really feuded with Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar hasn't had time. But we've seen them all. They've all fought Cena so recently that we don't really even give a shit. Triple H, he's lost to Lesnar and Undertaker recently. We can't really see him take it away. Plus, he's more in the position of authority. He's not going to take the belt right now.
But yeah, Randy Orton hasn't faced Undertaker in
Batista.
Years. Yeah, Batista would be another good one.
Here's an interesting thing to think about.
The options are so much better from a creative point if you give it to Brock Lesnar.
Here's an interesting thing. Okay, let's take your idea of only keeping the belt on him for a month. And then Cena takes it back, but then Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, cashes in immediately after. Or you could even do it this. He defends his title against Cena and wins. And then Roman Reigns finds a way to qualify for a main event slot against Lesnar at Hell in a Cell, takes the belt from him, and then loses to Seth Rollins in a Money in the Bank cash-in.
Actually.
And then Seth Rollins repeatedly has a reason to keep winning, whether dirty tricks, whatever. And then he wins the Rumble, and then he challenges Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That could sell too.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not giving Reigns the belt yet. You are, but you're taking it from him, which is very similar to the authority standpoint. But it wouldn't be quite as much so, because maybe as soon as he gets the title, it's like, I don't need you anymore, Triple H.
Yeah.
There's a lot they could do.
Which would turn him still heel, but a heel that we can still root for.
Absolutely.
Which I did a lot of, by the way.
A heel that you can
especially
stick your foot in through
Ryback, we
and
cheered
trip.
the shit out of Ryback.
Ryback still has fan interaction of the night. You suck, Ryback. Yeah, your mom told me. Thanks. It was awesome.
It was great. Oh my! And I kept when they had the Jack Swagger going back to that when he had his match in Oklahoma City. I already told you guys I'm a little bit when it comes to football. I root for the Texans, but I also root for Oklahoma anytime they're playing someone who isn't the Texans.
We need to meet up for the Red Bull rivalry and watch that game then. If you're a Texas fan, absolutely, that'd be fun.
And so what happened is I'm having a WWE event in Oklahoma. We got an Oklahoma native in one of the big matches of the night.
This man was cheering Boomer Sooner.
I would stand up and I wasn't just cheering. I was sounding off.
Absolutely, standing up
Boomer!
It was awesome.
And the response that I was getting from the crowd was, I felt like a champion myself.
Absolutely. So we get to one, not confirmed, but it's going to happen. Reigns and Orton. Because Orton has a reason to go after Reigns now, because Monday Night Raw, after Triple H was announcing that Orton was going to be it, Reigns came in and beat his ass.
Word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and Paul Heyman even made mention of it. He said, looks like Randy Orton can't be your man as long as Roman Reigns is around.
Mm-hmm.
And Plan B isn't going to work out.
Can't cash in his Money in the Bank shit because
as long as
Dean Ambrose is around.
So you've
been trump carded.
You are forced to make the very dangerous decision
Still got huge thunder vibes.
to choose Plan C. By the way, WWE, they were brilliant in letting Paul Heyman end the night on a promo. And Bleacher Report made mention of this when they were talking about it. But Bleacher Report on WWE is one of the absolute best. Mm-hmm. I was reading the article on Paul Heyman's speech at the end of the night, and it was beautiful. And they wrote out his entire promo. And if you have the opportunity, sit there, read it. Don't just read it out loud to yourself.
Or just watch the show and listen to it.
Well, even do that, but read it out loud to seeing it visually. That has a certain power to it.
Most of us would love to, but some of us have,
ADD.
No, not
Dyslexia.
even that. Yes, thank you.
But that too.
That can't I can't sit down and read the story for more than 5 minutes.
But if you have the opportunity to
and the ability, I'm joking. I'm messing with you.
Just a second, because I'm gonna look it up, and I will recite to you what Paul Heyman said.
Okay, well while you're looking that up, let's talk more about Reigns and Orton. Let's say that it's gonna be a fight between the two of them. Let's say the WWE opts to make it a gimmick match between the two of them, what do you want to see? I would like to see a street fight, but I've already seen it.
Extreme Rules. Put a whole bunch of crap under the ring, get New Jack to roll that cart of weapons out, and then sit in the crowd because we can't trust New Jack around any other wrestlers.
I think a good match to solidify Reigns, I Quit. An I Quit match. And me and him actually talked, speaking of I Quit matches, let's say that Swagger and Rusev go into one more match at Night of Champions. That would be perfect for him. Because Rusev knows 3 words. Rusev, Budria, Rusev, Bashka. And Lana. So 4.
By the way, you're welcome for giving me that idea.
You're welcome. Absolutely.
I told him, I was like, he only needs to learn 2 more words.
And see, that's the thing I said. We were talking about it. And I Quit match would be perfect. Even if Rusev wins that one, too. Because, but it would have to be a very brutal match because he's a face. It would have to be really, really hard for him to say it. And, maybe he just passes out.
That works.
It wouldn't make him
Stone Cold.
It wouldn't make him look weak. It would make him look he fought till the end and he didn't give up.
Or he fought to the end and he didn't know how to say I quit, so he just didn't say it.
Or even just a submission match between the two of them would be great too.
Or actually, we haven't seen him.
Rusev in the ladder match.
We haven't seen him pin anybody.
Yeah, make it a falls count anywhere. That way there's no submissions.
Actually, Rusev in the ladder match would be pretty cool because he could put somebody in between the ladder, put his legs up over the ladder, and Accolade sitting on the ladder. Ooh!
That would be a crazy spot.
Whoo!
If you guys can do it, I know you're listening, WWE.
If y'all could do that and put it in the game, I'll be ready to buy the game next year. Yeah, I'm using Rusev's fighting style so I can put people in between the ladder and give them the accolade.
That'd be awesome. Did you ever find
it? No, I'm not finding it. I think
then you can snap a wrestler's back.
That's all right. But hey, just look it up. It'll be on the network in a couple months. You can find it bootlegged if you want. Not that we're condoning that.
No, don't. Yes and no.
But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna end the show with what we feel should be our top 5 underappreciated and underrated stars.
I thought we were doing top 5 asses.
From TNA.
From TNA.
Like I said, none of us watched TNA. We can't do that one.
Even I know. I know.
So who wants to go
the girls
first?
that left the WWE.
Since we know who's going last,
Mm-hmm.
like always, you or me.
I would go first.
Okay. All right. So this is the top 5 underrated and underappreciated stars.
IRS number 5.
Erwin Arsheister.
Yes, he was definitely
the father of
Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. Mm-hmm. Which, when I heard that, I was like, what? No way. I had no idea.
Oh, did you guys know that Too Cool's dad is freaking both of them's dad is freaking Jerry the King Lawler?
Really?
Yeah. You can see it in freaking Grandmaster Sexy. Now that he's older, you can see Jerry the King Lawler in that motherfucker. Which brings me to number 4, Too Cool. Both of them's got to do Hottie and Grandmaster Sexy.
That worm, though.
That worm, yeah.
Oh! Rubicon, you gotta get in here. You gotta get in here for this. You gotta get in here for this. For the final 5.
All right.
We've been wondering when this man would show up.
All right. Get your 5 ready. It's top 5 underrated and underappreciated stars.
Number 3, Sandman. He wasn't appreciated once he hit the WWE. When he was in ECW, shit. But once he moved, them motherfuckers just, who's this nigga still in Stone Cold Steve Austin's gimmick? F that. Steve Austin stole it from the Sandman. Number 2. I'd have to say Lance Storm, number 2. Lance Storm could have got a way bigger push when he was in the business than what he did. People just didn't know how to use him.
WCW tried to give it to him.
Yeah, WCW did try to give it to him. And then WWE just ruined his gimmick and fucking just...
Boring.
I know.
Boring. Fuck you, Stone Cold.
Let me be
Sorry.
honest with you for a second. And then number 1 would have to be Debo. Freaking Tiny Leaster. That motherfucker was huge, Bohemian back in the day, and they used him for like 3 matches. I was like, what the fuck?
Alright, unless you're ready, I'll go next.
I'll do this quick.
Okay.
Let's see. Number 5. I feel they didn't use DDP when he came over to WWE.
Oh,
As
they
well
did,
as
that gimmick was just got really DDP.
From WCW to WWE, they took away his bang.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do that, so that's number 5. He got underappreciated. Another one from WWE or WCW would be Billy Kid.
Billy Kidman, yeah.
Billy Kidman, yeah, he was another one. Fucking great athlete, dude. He'd be hell in the ring, but WWE fucked him over. Didn't use him well enough.
It's because they didn't bring Conan over.
Yeah. Oh, see, who else I could throw in there?
Well,
Sandman.
you could throw in Conan.
Conan, yeah.
Sandman.
Conan, Sandman. Easily my number 1, and I said it earlier, was fucking Shelton Benjamin.
You missed number 2, though.
No,
No,
I said
you
Conan
did.
and Sandman
did?
and
Okay.
1 or 3 and 2, but
Alright.
number 1 overall is Shelton Benjamin.
Gold standard.
Shelton Benjamin was a hell of a fucking athlete. In-ring performance was fucking great. Watch him fucking all the TLC, any kind of ladder match he was thrown in. Fucking, he was Kofi Kingston,
Exactly.
basically in those ladder matches.
Was.
Well, while you mentioned Kofi Kingston, he's my number 5. I mean, I feel like that guy, he's outstanding in Battle Royals.
Way too good to not have been a main eventer.
He's outstanding in Battle Royals, and
But
that's
he
all they
was
use
the
him
one.
in them. That's all they use him for is for a big spot. They never let him win them. He needs a win, you know. He's
Let him win
an IC or US title, you know.
or a Money in the Bank.
Exactly.
The man has been in it. He's earned it. I understand.
Number 4, Santino. Santino could get.
I got some pushes back in the day, but he
nah,
ain't really
but
been
they were
respected.
Bobby
Yeah,
Lashley.
shit. But people loved him for it.
John Cena.
John Cena.
Santino Marella.
Who's not even Italian.
It's Santina.
Shit, another one, Emma hasn't been used for shit.
Yeah.
That's because they're trying to like
Honorable
push her
mention.
back.
Well,
She's
also,
over there.
if she didn't get arrested for attempted stealing. at Walmart.
No. She did. She did.
She stole that shit.
Number 3.
But it was an accident.
Number 3, Cesaro. Yes, he's gotten a little bit of a push, but they need to go another step further.
He is so close to losing that window.
Exactly, because
His window
he
is
left Paul
closing.
Heyman because Paul Heyman wasn't doing shit for him.
Yep.
Paul Heyman should have been his golden ticket, and it wasn't.
He
Yep.
said, no, Paul Heyman left here. I like how you
For
tried to make John
his client.
Brock Lesnar.
My number 2, very great in-ring technician, steals the show every single night he's there. Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
He's the whole damn show.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Whoa.
Quick
I'm
one.
kidding.
Dishonorable mention. Blue Dust.
Was he part of the BWO?
He was one of the leaders of the BWO.
Word.
He was also one of the Job Squad.
And my number 1, Jack Swagger. He's getting a good push right now, but he's basically fodder for Rusev at the moment. That guy was in a World Heavyweight Championship feud and then fell off the fucking world.
Can
Yeah.
I have an honorable mention?
Mhm.
The Blue Meanie.
There you go.
From the BWO. Yeah, those shorts were kind of scary for us guys, but he was no doubt a great wrestler.
And now
We
to
will all
end the
miss
show,
I know.
we get to hear expert opinion from the doc.
All right.
What's your 5?
So
Your
Number
fave
5?
5.
Matter of
Number
fact,
5?
if I was holding this butter knife to your neck and you had to pick 5 underrated wrestlers, who would they be?
Ultimo Dragon.
Oh,
My number 5.
I'm putting away the knife.
Yeah, I owned it with you. And actually, I'm going to expand that.
No docs were harmed in the filming of
Any-
this podcast, by the way.
yes.
Any
It was
lucha
definitely a
libre,
butter knife.
any lucha libre or Japanese superstar that has come to a major U.S. promotion is completely underutilized.
Whoa.
The exceptions, there are 3 notable exceptions: Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, and to a certain extent Sin Cara, but he's almost fallen back in there.
You're missing all the great freaking New Japan wrestlers from the 90s,
who were used for 1 or 2 matches.
Yes,
and
because
then,
that was their job. They're there to promote New Japan. They ain't there for their show, for that freaking. The only people you could legitimately say that about is Tajiri and
Katsu.
Yeah. Yoshitatsu,
and
then Tai and Kai. That's the only people.
And the
really
Japanese ones that they brought in WCW that were there for more than 1 or 2. Yeah, they got way underutilized. Like I said,
real quick, the WWE did sign somebody from New Japan. Yeah, Kenta.
And it's looking bleak for him if their history is true.
They have a bad history of booking
But
Japanese
he is an
superstars.
amazing athlete, amazing wrestler. But all of them are my number 5 underutilized. There are some notable exceptions, but still, it breaks my heart.
I think the only Japanese that I can think of that wasn't underutilized would be Yokozuna.
Yeah.
And he's not even Japanese, he's Samoan.
But he was billed as from Japan.
Yeah.
Because he was. That's where he started off in New Japan.
Yeah, he wrestled the Japanese.
Don't make me call Mr. Fuji, because I'll pay his airfare and have him come beat you with that kendo stick.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
He'll do it
Speaking of kendo sticks, that half show.
He got a good action shot of Roman Reigns bending and breaking a kendo stick with his fucking knee.
It was awesome. But anyway, so we're sitting there. We're trying to decide who's going to be my top 4. And I gotta say, 4th most underutilized, I agree with him. Billy Kidman.
Mm-hmm.
The man who kayfabe retired Hulk Hogan in WCW.
That was hilarious. The whole New Blood Rising was just
the man who kept beating Hulk Hogan, and then they
just suddenly dropped the storyline.
They dropped the storyline
because he teamed up with Lance Storm. And
they
was
dropped
doing
the
all these little
storyline.
comedy little things. Dude, you're so serious all the time, Lance. Why can't you loosen up?
Number 3.
It's because I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I don't joke.
Number 3 is Chuck Palumbo.
Oh,
great athlete.
Wow. Really?
Every time I think of
Chuck?
Every time I think of Chuck Palumbo, I think of him and Billy Gunn.
Good to me. Yeah.
You make fun of that song all you want. I've got that shit.
Do you have that song? Do you have Drake House theme too? I can't get
Which probably shouldn't play it on the air though, just because of copyright stuff.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't, but
actually,
there's a 3-second gap that I can hit
afterwards.
Yeah, we can't get sued for that.
Yep.
that was not 5 beats.
That was 2. that was 2 seconds. We're good.
All right.
Anyway, but Chuck Palumbo, amazing wrestler, and they did nothing with him.
Yeah, they did. They had him married really good.
Try to.
Hey. When you take an amazing wrestler, which brings me to my number 2, I agree with you, Santino Marella.
John Cena!
When you take an amazing wrestler and you force him into nothing but comedy roles, yeah, the fans are still going to love him, and the fans recognize just how great the man is in the ring.
And stop making him use that damn accent on freaking DVDs.
Yeah.
Let's let the Nick get some legitimacy here, people.
The man co-founded Battle Arts Academy. He's legitimately a great athlete. Don't force him into that. Santino Marella. And they did the same thing with Chuck. They ended up doing the same thing with Billy Kidman. They did the same thing with my honorable mention, Canyon.
Chris Canyon, yep.
Who better? Who better than Canyon?
Nobody better than Canyon.
Chris Candido better than Canyon.
That's debatable.
Him and Samuel Lynn snitch. Which I do have that. I got it. I got the snitch. I got it. I got the freaking kayfabe for it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and dude, she lets it out.
I think I know who it's gonna be.
My number one is actually not going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Oh my God.
He's another honorable mention with Alberto Del Rio too. But my number one, most underutilized, underrated from the company.
Goldust.
It's little brother.
Oh. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Stardust.
I was like,
No. This is my favorite. No! Stop doing that.
now I'm the normal one.
Yeah, no, I'm the normal.
and then he turns around and walks away, and the guy's like, dude, what's... And he turns around and Goldust is like...
Speaking of which, if you get a chance, follow Stardust on Twitter. He says some pretty funny shit. Like, there was one person like, no, Cody Rhodes disappeared into the gap between dimensions.
Well, and watch the JBL and Cole show.
Oh, God.
Brandy's fucking looking everywhere for Stardust, trying to talk to him to see what the fuck is going on. Because apparently on the JBL and Cole show, he hasn't been home in weeks. But apparently he went out and bought a lot of latex bodysuits.
Speaking of which, that shit has to be hot to wrestle in.
But no, Cody Rhodes, I have watched him from when he broke into the WWE, when he first started out, when he was mentored by Hardcore Holly, when he broke away from Holly, went up, joined the Legacy, and I remember booing him at WrestleMania 25.
I didn't. I cheered him.
I remember there was so many things that just went horribly wrong with booking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can take a great wrestler, you can take somebody who is absolutely perfect every time they step into the ring. And Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio, they are on par with that underutilization. They've given Del Rio world titles and then taken them away. And Jack Swagger's another. They give him world titles and then they're going to take them away like a month later, and you're never going to see from him. For a while, CM Punk was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him 2 World Heavyweight Championships. And then,
his first one, he didn't even lose.
And then
he was forced to not compete.
And then they were like, you know what? We're just gonna stick you in tag teams. We're gonna give you some ridiculous straight edge society.
Actually, that was
gimmick.
his idea.
But then they made it ridiculous. No.
How they make it ridiculous?
They made the whole him.
Now they brought in ridiculous there for a while, but they didn't make it ridiculous.
No,
I thought the angle with Gallows was crazy.
The angle with Gallows was awesome.
Because Festus is always up on drugs. Oh, no, I got him off drugs. He's part of my society. He's normal now.
But then they started feuding with, like, Rey Mysterio. And the whole mask versus hair thing. The whole, I'm going to wear a mask to cover my bald head. They stuck him in the worst formation of the Nexus ever, and he still made it somehow work. They did end up eventually realizing just what they had in him, and I'm hoping that they do the same thing for Swagger, for Del Rio, for Dolph Ziggler, for Cody Rhodes, who has yet to hold a world championship. I'm hoping that we get to see these men become top tier, where they should be. They should not be mid-carding. They should be main eventing every pay-per-view. And I think eventually the WWE will realize that with some of them. I just hope it's not too late with the others.
Mm-hmm. Final thoughts?
Fuck creative. We should be writing.
Exactly.
I can quit going to
Booker
school.
T, I'm coming for you, nigga.
Yeah, you bailed out on us at the beginning of the show.
Even though you didn't really...
Stephanie
I
is
realized
too-
why you forgot I forgot to hit send on that email. I apologize.
Okay. Booker T, I'm not going to come for you. But Hulk Hogan?
Stephanie is too breast for business.
Yeah.
Black people make horrible landscapers.
Paige has a better ass than AJ.
Debatable, but yes.
Well,
WWE needs to start elevating ass, because when I can watch TNA and see a whole lot of ass.
Well, you think of what TNA means.
But I have a final thought. And my final thought is that
You and Mitch.
You and
You and Mitch. You Mitch.
Both
y'all. Oh, no.
Nah, fuck y'all.
Hey,
y'all Mitch.
Don't make me bring up the tables.
Hey, I got this Mitch
I will
repellent
yell,
right
we
here.
want tables,
I got this
and
Mitch
then
repellent.
Roman Reigns will try and get a table.
That's all I
And
got.
then Randy Orton will interrupt, and
got some
then we won't get
Mitchell
tables. But Roman Reigns is definitely going to look at us when we yell, we want tables. He's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to get a fucking table. Yeah. You know why? Because y'all Mitches.
This podcast has been brought to you by Bottom of the Map Productions.